9 reasons people are stupid with money. Avoid these mistakes. I wish we all had the superpower of being financially wise, with no missteps in our financial decisions and no foolish choices, but we must face reality. We are human like everyone else. This means we make mistakes with our money. No matter how hard we work to earn it, we fall into the same silly traps every single day. Today, we'll examine some ways in which people are foolish with their money. You'll be as surprised as I am to realize that you've probably made these silly mistakes too. But don't worry, we're here to save you and give you some tips and tricks on how to avoid them. If you appreciate the video you watch and want to help us continue creating interesting content, we kindly ask you to consider the idea of subscribing to our channel and leaving us a donation to support us. Thanks to your support, we will be able to continue improving and offering you new insights. You can do it here below, through the appropriate buttons, subscribe, and thanks. Free money equals reckless spending. When it's mid-month, Friday night, and you plan to spend the entire weekend at home because you're broke, while one by one your friends invite you to join them for a night out, you're determined to politely decline the invitations. Your mission is going smoothly, having already refused 3 invitations, but while talking to a coworker, you receive a message. The one you've been waiting for since last Monday. Confirmation of a bank transfer from a cousin you asked for a loan to get through the month. This is the point where all logic leaves your body and you're overwhelmed by foolishness. You've just received free money with no strict deadlines for repayment, so you accept the invitation to go out with your coworkers. You believe there's no harm in one night out and promise yourself to spend only a small portion of that money. But when you wake up Monday morning, you're filled with regret and despair, as you've spent a good chunk of that money. You still have expenses to get through the month, and the gas tank is almost empty. This is just one of the ways most of us are foolish with money. We treat bonuses, loans, and commissions as money we don't have to account for. In reality, no matter how you come by money, whether it's a gift or a salary, every dollar should be treated with respect and invested wisely. Living a lifestyle you can't afford. If you constantly watch our videos, then you've heard us talk a lot about this topic. A large percentage of the population is more eager to appear rich rather than focusing on actually being rich. They buy branded bags, shoes, and even clothes just to flaunt a luxurious lifestyle but end up in debt because of these purchases. You can't begin to imagine how many people are willing to go into heavy debt just to keep up with their social group. This spending trend has become so widespread that MasterCard has been at the top of the stock market for several years. In the last 16 years, it has only made profits, except in 2020 due to the pandemic. Statistics show that the average credit card debt is as high as $6,000. The monthly car payment is $530. And we won't even start talking about how much people spend on eating out and vacations. Most of these purchases are made on credit because salaries haven't increased that much over the years, and many people still feel the need to keep up with the rich and famous. I beg you not to fall into this trap because you'll be in an endless financial race for your entire life, trying to keep track of debt payments. Investing cautiously in your 20s. The stock market is the biggest pool for making money in 2021, but it's clear that not enough people are investing in it. They have this deep fear of not having enough experience, but truth be told, who does? No one has such an understanding of the market that they can predict a market crash with certainty. And even when the market crashes, it will surely recover over time. If you're under 30, you need to understand that there's a great advantage to being in the market for the long term rather than staying on the sidelines. Choose to be smarter than the older generation, who were so foolish as to miss out on investments in their 20s. You're not too young to start learning the tricks and trades of investing. Plus, you're much more flexible than all those old folks you think have a lot of experience. Dare and invest boldly in your investment portfolio before responsibilities force you to make only well-considered investments. If you win, you'll be glad you followed this advice. If you lose, you'll learn a lesson you'll never forget. Signing contracts you don't understand. This is by far the stupidest and most common mistake many people make. Whether it's signing an employment contract, a mortgage, or a loan contract, many people don't take the time to fully understand the terms stated. God help you when you realize much later that you're bound to an unfavorable contract with a ruthless boss. Instead of cringing at the mere thought, You should start reading every contract you're handed carefully. No one will crucify you for asking for more time to read a contract. In any case, if necessary, have it reviewed by your lawyer after receiving it, or give them a copy and listen to what they think. Ask questions so that any unclear clauses are explained to you in a language you can understand. Sign the contract only when you are 100% satisfied and have understood every single line of that document. Forgetting to cancel subscriptions. Our emails are full of spam messages from advertisers begging us to sign up for a free trial for various services. While it's not a crime to try some of these apps or subscriptions, we forget to unsubscribe afterward. I've been a victim of this situation on many occasions, where I saw an interesting app and tried it, only to realize it wasn't worth buying. But I forget to cancel it because very often the fee is charged directly to my card. It's a difficult purchase to track unless you read your statement meticulously every single month. To avoid this financial mistake, I suggest you go as far as marking on your calendar the subscriptions that need to be canceled, or setting a reminder on your phone before the free trial expires, because being this precise is the only way to save ourselves. Investing in something you don't understand. Over a long period, I've learned some things on my financial journey that have become my life principles. A good example of one of these principles is, if I don't understand it, I don't buy it, or, in this case, I don't invest in it. The stupidest thing you can do in life is to invest in something you have no understanding of. I'm talking about investing in an incomprehensible life insurance policy that a broker is desperately trying to sell you. The likelihood that this type of insurance will cost you more without paying you back enough for your investment is high. And the person who benefits the most when you make such a decision is the broker. Dipping into your 401k. There are two main reasons why people feel the need to dip into their retirement savings. Parents see it as a sacrifice to ensure their children graduate debt-free. To pay off credit card debts. I can't choose which of these two is the stupidest decision one can make. The first is almost pathetic. I know it sounds a bit harsh, but let's do the math, it's pathetic. No matter how much we want to ensure our children are debt-free, this cannot come at the expense of your retirement. Your retirement is what will support your children in the future, so they won't have to worry about providing you with a comfortable lifestyle. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I have to say it. What if you sacrificed all this and then your children drop out? You'll be devastated and depressed because you won't have a safety net. On the other hand, you'll be living with a dropout who cost you about $10,000. That money could have been invested for your future. You should always remain stoic when making these difficult decisions. Now, let's talk about the person who withdraws a portion of their money to pay off credit card debts. I understand that being in debt is scary and no one wants to be in that situation. But the worst and stupidest way to solve the debt problem is to dip into your retirement savings. First of all, the additional expenses for early withdrawals from your pension fund will cost you a lot, as there are penalties to discourage people from early withdrawals. Your best option is to pay off the credit card debt little by little, consuming something horrible just because you paid for it. The author of Why People Do Stupid Things suggests that humans divide their money into different categories. In everyone's mind, there is a vivid division of which portion of money goes to what. A middle-class person may have categories divided into utilities, entertainment, food, and bills. Each of these has a specified amount they intend to stick to in order to balance the budget. That is, to get the full value of the money they spend. Because of this factor, many people are willing to eat a plate of horrible food with the justification that they paid a certain amount of money for it. And since most people don't want to waste even that little money even if they got it on sale, finishing that whole bag of stale chips you got at Target for a couple of cents unconsciously means you got value from your money. But did you really get full value? You didn't enjoy their taste or that strange soapy taste as you swallowed them, so why torture yourself? It's stupid to think you can recover the value of your money just because you finish the whole bag of chips. It doesn't matter if you throw them away or eat them, you still bought something you didn't enjoy or value. It's much better to spend a reasonable amount on fresh, quality food or services that you can enjoy. Taking out loans for college and then dropping out. Parents, don't force your children to go to college, or else you'll be the ones paying the price when things don't go as planned. Imagine convincing your child to take on this challenge they're not sure about. You promise to help them pay at least half of the tuition for the entire course, but they'll need to take out a student loan to cover the rest. Only to realize halfway through that a degree isn't for them and it would be better not to go to college. Worse still, they decide to drop out and venture into other activities. Now you're hosting a dropout who is burdened with student loan debt. You're also devastated because you invested heavily in that degree that wasn't completed. Both of you are looking foolish because of premature and impulsive decisions that cost you a lot financially. Please, if you know your family has invested a good chunk of money for you to go to college, be prudent and see it through. Share your personal experience on today's topic with us. Write it in the comments and ask us any questions you may have. We will be happy to answer. Leave a comment so that we can perfect our creations. We will be happy with your simple like, but the most important thing is not to forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos.